What do I make of it? Stupidity, that's all. Nothing else to think about.
Stupidity on behalf of the vandal or stupidity on behalf of the Prime Minister for putting the blackface on?
Both.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Vaughan, Ontario. And folks, before I get into the story, if you do indeed enjoy Rebel News delivering you the other side of the story, please go to lettersreport.com and make a donation. Now, folks, I'm here at the Pierre Trudeau Park in Vaughan, Ontario, and wow, it's been a bad month for Vaughan in terms of blackface. First of all, there was Vaughan resident Davis Stamberry. A couple weeks ago, he was at a Black Lives Matter protest in downtown Toronto, and he attended it wearing blackface. Well, Davis will be in court next month. He has been charged with causing a disturbance, and we shall see how that plays out. Now, more recently, in fact, just 2 days ago, this statue of Pierre Trudeau was vandalized. Namely, somebody in the wee hours of the night climbed up on the podium here and took a can of black spray paint and painted the father's face, well, kind of like what Junior does to his face with shoe polish or whatever he uses. Yeah, he made Pierre Trudeau appear to be in blackface. Well, I can tell you, that did not go down well here in Vaughan. City crews rushed to the scene. It's already been scrubbed clean. And Pierre here is back to his shiny old self. And in the meantime, the city is in an uproar about who would have the temerity to do this.
Is it possible that this could be considered a hate crime at all?
A hate crime, or it's possible, the motivation behind it. This type of thing doesn't do anybody any good. And again, that's why it's a crime. It's besides hate crime, it's just disrespectful to everybody.
For starters, the York Regional Police say the force's hate crime unit is investigating. I mean, imagine that. There's hatred towards statues. I guess it depends on which statues. I think if you're pulling down a statue of, say, Sir John A. Macdonald, that is applauded and actually given civic support in certain municipalities in Canada. But if you put a little blackface on Justin's father's mug, well, that is a hate crime. Also weighing in on this day of infamy here behind the Promenade Mall was Vaughan Mayor Maurizio Bevilacqua. The mayor said, quote, "Like so many Canadians, I admire Pierre Trudeau's commitment to fostering a fair and just society." And then he went on to say that he was, quote, "deeply disappointed by the incident." Well, you know, I thought in for a penny, in for a pound. I reached out to Mayor Maurizio to see if he would comment on whether or not Justin Trudeau's use of blackface. And let's recall here, Justin has donned blackface so many times, even he can't remember how many times he's done it. And I wanted to know if the mayor was deeply disappointed with the actions of Pierre's son. And unfortunately, I only got a statement back from his communications person saying that the mayor would not be available for comment today. And then they reissued the statement that I already have, noting that he is deeply disappointed by the incident. That's how public relations works these days, folks.
What do I make of it? Stupidity, that's all. Nothing else to think about.
Stupidity on behalf of the vandal or stupidity on behalf of the Prime Minister for putting the blackface on?
Both.
You might have heard this statue of Pierre Trudeau was spray painted black. What do you make of that, sir?
Well, I think it's absolutely ridiculous, and it serves no purpose at all. The people who did that should do something a lot more constructive and a lot more positive. This doesn't give any kind of message at all, except vandalism.
You know, and yet, by the same token, sir, his son, Justin Trudeau, is a big aficionado of blackface. He's donned it so many times, he can't even remember how many times he's done it, yet he seems to get off scot-free, whereas the York Regional Police are calling what happened here a hate crime.
Well, I don't think it's a hate crime. I put it down to vandalism. I think our President, Prime Minister, Justin, has apologized and he's explained what he did and how he seeks forgiveness and one thing and another. And let's move on. Let's put the past behind us. Let's move on.
Do you think it's funny how off-brand it is for the Prime Minister to do that, sir? Because he wraps himself in, diversity is our strength, and he's a champion for minority communities, and yet he puts on blackface and brownface, effectively mocking minorities.
Well, it's what he did in those days gone by. We all did stupid things when we were much younger. Some of us are still doing them, and I think he's explained it all and said, "Guys, forgive me. I've done the wrong thing. Let's put it behind us. I'm going to do only the right things from now on."
Normalcy has returned to the park and to the nearby parking lot of the Promenade Mall as the Pierre Trudeau, newly, freshly scrubbed, shines once again for all of Vaughan's residents to pay tribute to. And in the meantime, we'll just have to see what happens to Davis in a court of law for also donning blackface. But does it seem to you folks that there are certain rules when it comes to blackface, that if you put it on a statue, it's considered a hate crime? If you wear it into the town square like Davis did, you're causing a disturbance and you're arrested. And yet if you're the Prime Minister, well, nothing to see here. He was just a kid having fun after all. Funny that. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, I know you come to the Rebel to get the other side of the story, so why not pay $8 a month and get the full meal deal? I'm speaking about our premium content subscription service, Rebel News Plus. Please go to rebelnewsplus.com, sign up, and never miss another Rebel video.